I do. This is the Trump Vance clown show. And
that President Zelensky could have handled it differently, the way that some of his European counterparts and Emmanuel Macron and Keir Starmer did, and perhaps been more deferential to Trump and Vance?
Deferential to what? Deferential to a president who allowed a deal in his first term to crumble because Putin just violated it? Deferential to a vice president who didn't even bother to visit Ukraine? I hardly know anyone in Congress who has any view on national security who hasn't been to Ukraine during this war. Deferential to a draft dodger who's our commander-in-chief? Zelensky doesn't deserve to be deferential to anyone in that Oval Office. In fact, I kind of wish he'd put them in their place a little bit stronger.
Congressman Don Bacon calling it, quote, a bad day for America's foreign policy. That's a Republican. Joining me now, Illinois Democratic Congressman Mike Quigley. Congressman, do you agree with your Republican counterpart?
You know, I do. This is the Trump Vance clown show, and it's horrifying. We are fundamentally a different country than what we were just weeks ago, to our friends and foes alike, and we are fundamentally less safe. I have to say, the thing that struck me first and foremost was saying that they were ungrateful. I met with Ukrainian military officials yesterday. I met members of the Rada and their military. I've met President Zelensky 7 times since the war started. Every meeting with them here and in Ukraine began with their extraordinary gratitude of what the United States has done to help. And they continue to do that. And when I compare the president talking about Zelensky not being legitimate, when in his first term he refused to even question Putin versus our own intel community, to ever say anything but nice things about Putin, a tyrant who kills his own people, who invaded. I stood on the mass grave at Bucha. For him to not question Putin, a man who came from KGB's legitimacy, he's more like Putin. Zelensky, who has gone through great risk for his life at a time unlike the Blitz. He reminds me of Churchill. So this is embarrassing beyond comprehension. I hope my other Republican colleagues will stand with us to do the right thing.
I just watched President Zelensky go in there and put boot to ass of Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. President Zelensky was more presidential in that meeting than Vance and Trump could ever possibly be. And there's going to be a whole bunch of clown-ass YouTubers who support Donald Trump is going to say that Donald Trump was masculine in that meeting. You see 2 Republicans here on your screen that said Trump was an embarrassment. Trump has no decorum. Him or J.D. Vance. They have no idea of how to conduct respectful meetings with foreign dignitaries. And that's why America is going to crumble soon. Peace, everybody. Thank you all for coming back to the Black Only News and Entertainment Network. Peace, take care, be safe.